The island of the Skog. It was National Rodent Day, and Jenny decided to have a party.
What? You've never heard of National Rodent Day? It's that great holiday when all the mice in the neighborhood leave their holes and gather to celebrate their rodenthood. Dear Hannah, kind Worcester, sweet Louise, and perhaps I should have left out that bossy bouncer and his boring buddies from the bowling alley, but it is National Rodent Day, so I've invited them too.
As the morning of the holiday dawned, the neighborhood bullies were watching for rodent activity. The German Shepherd was on the prowl. The thugs from the Riff Raff Rat Club were lurking about. And the butcher's cat lay in wait. Jenny's friends, Hannah, Wooster, Louise, and Bouncer and his buddies from the bowling alley made their way to the party in the old clock at the antique shop. The guests arrived so badly shaken that Jenny decided to skip the main course and wheel in the dessert right away.
Hot marshmallow cheesecake with raspberry fudge sauce.
But meanwhile, the butcher's cat had slipped in with the delivery boy. Fortunately, the delivery boy heard all the ruckus and he put out the butcher's cat.
The German Shepherd got Granny last night.
We should stay in our own holes.
I'm tired of living in a hole.
Let's fight for freedom. We'll be soldiers, rough-riding rowdies. I'll be the general and commander-in-chief. Line up and forward march!
Wait. I've got a better idea. Let's sail away instead. We'll find a peaceful island.
Okay, I'll be the ship's captain. Rowdies, you're my crew.
It took the mice most of the night to load the ship and roll it to the harbor. Ignoring the crowd at the pier, they sailed bravely out to sea. During the first few days of the voyage, the mice feasted on chocolate waffles and coconut cherry cheese pie.
Mouse, oh mouse, this is the life. Every day is National Rodent Day.
Between meals, they dreamed of their island and tanned their pelts in the sun. As the days passed, it grew colder and colder. The mice were unprepared for winter weather, and they huddled close to the waffle iron, the only source of heat.
Where, oh where is our tropical island?
Will we ever find the island of our dreams?
And then one morning, Bouncer was sure he had spotted the island.
Land! Ho!
Where?
Land, at last! This dreadful voyage is finally over.
But it wasn't an island at all.
An iceberg!
Bouncer looked at the map and discovered that he had sailed the ship toward the North Pole.
Wasn't my fault. The map must have been upside down. Besides, I'm tired of being captain anyway. I quit!
Jenny, Hannah, Wooster, and Louise managed to turn the ship around and head it south. By the time they reached warmer seas, their food supplies were very low. The mice were seasick, homesick, and convinced they would soon be dead.
I'd give $1 billion for one last chocolate-coated cheese puff.
But then Jenny spotted an island. A real island. A beautiful island. Golden and glowing in the late afternoon sun.
Land ho!
What island is it? Where are we? This better not be another iceberg. The book calls it the Island of the Skog. It says population 1, Skog. But it doesn't say what a Skog is.
If there's only one, then there's plenty of room for all of us. Why don't we bring it a gift? So it will know we're friendly.
Wait a minute, flubberhead. Suppose this Skog is dangerous. We'll be as bad off as we were in the old country. I say, let's blaze our way to the island and show this Skog we mean business.
The rowdies had so much fun firing off those cannons that when they ran out of cannonballs, they loaded their bowling balls into the cannons. The mice studied the shore very carefully, but there was no sign of life on the beach. So they worked up their courage and waded cautiously ashore.
I claim this land as a place where all mice can live without fear. We will build a great kingdom dedicated to the freedom of mice. And I will be the king.
Here we can all feel like kings, and that is the most important part of being king, as everyone knows.
But then, as the island grew darker and darker and darker, the mice began to feel uneasy about remaining on the unfamiliar beach throughout the night.
Let's go back and spend one last night on the ship. And then tomorrow we'll explore our new island home.
The next morning at dawn, the mice splashed eagerly back to the beach and set out to explore the island. But the expedition ended suddenly with the discovery of an enormous footprint in the sand.
It looks like a bear track. It's bigger than any mouse could make.
But the only other creature on this island is the Skog. Stand aside, tenderfeet. This is a job for me and for my rough riding rowdies. We'll use my grandpap's favorite trick. First, dig a deep hole. Then, cover it with straw and bait it with honey. Tonight, the beast will smell the bait, stumble into the trap, and the island will be ours.
By evening, the trap was completed. The mice spent a sleepless night in a nearby hole. next morning, they discovered that the trap and the honey jar were empty. And then, something worse.
Look! Someone cut the rope! The ship is gone!
Our only chance now is to get rid of this Skog before he gets rid of us. Who will volunteer for this very important job?
This looks like a job for you and for your rough riding rowdies.
Oh, yeah? Well, whose idea was it to come here in the first place anyway?
Wait, I have a plan. We must build a giant kite and tie it to a very long rope. We'll circle our last honey jar with one end of the rope, and when the Skog steps into the circle, we will send the kite aloft. The Skog will be pulled into the air and towed out to sea.
The mice put together the new trap from the supplies they had unloaded from the ship. That night, they hid behind a sand dune and kept watch over the honey jar. Just after dawn, a shadowy figure appeared on the beach. A monstrous creature lurched toward the honey jar. Trembling, the mice sent their kite high into the ocean wind. The plan had worked! But suddenly, the Skog came flapping apart, and half of him plunged back to the island.
Surrender at once, you pirate!
Suddenly, a little animal appeared.
Don't hurt me.
We won't hurt you. We were afraid of you. Why did you wear this monster costume?
Because I was afraid of you. I was terrified by your cannons and your trap. I thought you had come to destroy the island or to capture me, so I wore the monster costume to frighten you away again.
What happened to our ship?
I cut the rope because I thought you were sleeping on board. I've been so lonely here, and I wanted a friend more than anything in the world, but I cut the rope hoping you would drift out to sea and never come back to frighten me again. I decided it was better to be alone than to be afraid.
Then the mice realized that they had done the same thing to the Skog that their enemies in the old country had done to them, and they were very sad and very ashamed.
If only we had talked to each other.
Bouncer stepped forward and helped the little Skog to his feet.
Can't we forget all these sad misunderstandings?
And build a new island nation.
And live here happily, all together.
Skog and mice?
Nothing in the world would make me happier.
Let's make plans for our new island nation right now. The first thing we'll need is a national anthem. Rowdies, you're the orchestra. The rest of you will be the chorus. And I will lead the music. Line up, everybody!
Well, Bouncer was certainly up to his old bossy tricks again, but everybody agreed that a national anthem was a pretty good idea.
Heroes, let your voices ring. To our island home we sing. Shelter us from stormy seas. Keep our kitchen stuffed with cheese. Save our pelts from lice and fleas. Save our pelts from fleas and lice. Shout it once, shout it twice. Friends forever, Skog and mice. Shout it once, shout it twice. Friends forever, Skog and mice.
They sang chorus after chorus of the national anthem. Then they went to work building their new island nation, and they're still living there happily on the island of the Skog.